Ajit and Greg. Warren spends his days reading, and his literature of choice is annual reports. How do each of you spend your days? What do you read, and how do you review investment decisions?
In my job, I spend a lot of my time reading deals that brokers and people send us, reading what they're proposing, trying to analyze them, having a point of view, whether it is something that is of interest to us or not. I might add, I do not spend a lot of time reading annual reports because I'm not in the stock picking business per se. But in terms of keeping track of what's going on in the insurance business, that's what 90% of my reading is all about.
Generally in a day, what I'm going to focus on when I'm reading is really around our businesses, what industries they're in. I'm trying to understand what our competitors are doing, what's the fundamental risks around those businesses, how they're going to get disrupted. And then it always comes back to, are we allocating our capital properly in those businesses relative to the risks we're seeing both in our business and in the industry. So a lot of time spent on that. And as that knowledge is built, at sharing it back and forth with our management teams of those relevant subsidiaries and sort of fine-tuning it is really the approach.
Both of these fellows can absorb information to an extraordinary degree. I mean, they have, and for one thing, they're terribly interested in it. I mean, you know, and it's theirs. So I'm amazed at both of them, the degree which they just sort of know everything, and but they enjoy it. I mean, they're not thinking about whether, you know, they'll get the next job that opens up at some huge place or anything like that. Nobody leaves us, you know. Basically, the ones we want, but you really got to kind of be in love with your business, and that makes a huge difference. And that means that we've got to have the conditions that allow that love to flourish, and it wouldn't flourish with many organizations.
So what do you think about Robinhood and other trading apps or fintech companies enabling all ages and experience to participate in the stock market?
Well, I'm looking forward to reading the S1 on Robinhood. That's a big thing you file with the SEC when you are going to be offering securities, and it's, you know, it's become a very significant part of the casino aspect of the casino group that has joined into the stock market in the last year and a half. And I do want to see how they handle the source of income when they say they don't charge the customer anything. I mean, you know, it'll just be interesting to watch how they describe it. I mean, but they have attracted, maybe set out to attract, but they have attracted, I think I read where 12 or 13% of their casino participants were dealing in puts and calls. I looked up on Apple, you know, the number of 7-day calls and 14-day calls outstanding, and I'm sure a lot of that is coming through Robinhood. That's a bunch of people writing. They're gambling on the price of Apple over the next 7 days or 14. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing illegal about it. There's nothing immoral. But I don't think you'd build a society around people doing it. I mean, if a group of us landed on a desert island, we knew we'd never be rescued, and I was one of the group, and I said, well, I'll set up the exchange over here, and I'll trade our corn futures and everything around it. I think the degree to which a very rich society can reward people who now know how to take advantage, essentially, of the gambling instincts of the not only American public, worldwide public. You know, it's not the most admirable part of the accomplishment, but I think what America's accomplished is pretty admirable overall. And I think actually, yeah, you know, American corporations have turned out to be a wonderful place for people to put their money and save. But they also make terrific gambling chips. And if you cater to those gambling chips, when people have money in their pocket for the first time, and you tell them they can make 30 or 40 or 50 trades a day, and you're not charging them any commission, but you're selling their order flow or whatever, I hope we don't have more of it, I'll put it that way. And I will be interested in reading the prospectus. Charlie?
Well, that is really waving the red flag of the bull. I think it's just god-awful that something like that would draw investment from civilized men and decent citizens. It's deeply wrong. We don't want to make our money selling things that are bad for people.
But we got the states doing it with the lottery, you know.
No, but that's bad too.
Yeah, and I understand.
That's very
but I mean,
bad.
Once you
very bad.
institutionalize-
That's
yeah.
one of the things that's wrong with it. It's getting respectable to do these things. The states are just as bad as Robin Hood.
Well, in a sense, they're worse. I mean, they're really taxing.
I know it's.
People based
I
on
know. I know.
Yeah, they're taxing hope.
Not only that,
And they don't get much in the way of taxes from here, Charlie, when they do that.
The
We don't
states in America replaced the mafia as the proprietor of the numbers game. That's what happened.
Yep.
They pushed the mafia aside and said, that's our business, not yours. Doesn't make me proud of my government.